it's a really exciting day here in the garden. It's a nice warm afternoon. It's sunny, it's clear. We just followed a few really hot days. And the reason it's exciting is because I'm looking around and this place is just teeming with insects, not pest insects, some really good insects. I see a few predators. I'm seeing a lot of pollinators out. I'm seeing flies that are pollinating. I'm seeing butterflies go by. And I'm seeing an awful lot of bees. Now, in the United States, there's about 3,500 different species of bees, different types of bees. And almost all of them are native bees. The rest of them are a few imported species, like the imported European honeybee. Now, all of these collectively do an incredibly good job of pollinating our crops and plants. As a matter of fact, the overall industry is several $billion of importance from pollinators. And if you just take the native bees, just the ones that are out on their own pollinating, it's over $3 billion worth of value. And that's pretty amazing, considering that we don't have to manage these bees like we do for the European honeybees. But as we talked about before, declines of bees, native bees and honeybees, are impacting pollination. And the reason the native bees have been in decline is for a lot of reasons that the imported honeybee is in decline. And that's because of loss of habitat and sometimes pesticide use. Inadvertently, if we see an insect on a plant, we may accidentally spray it because we're not sure what it's doing. We think it's a pest. But if we know it's a bee, we shouldn't be spraying the plant. We've talked about that a little bit. And it's important to promote the levels of these things as much as we can to aid in this natural pollination, unmanaged pollination of these plants. Now, out of these 3,500 different species that we have, different types of native bees, about 2/3 of them actually nest in the ground. We've talked about the ones that nest in tubes, like in our little bee hotel back here, but there's also ones that will dig their own holes in the ground, and they do a really good job of doing the excavation. They line the tunnel, and then they fill that with the brood, just like they do back in our little bee hotel back here, except it's in the ground. So it's important, if you want to promote ground nesting bees, instead of mulching the entire area, leave some bare ground. And bees will start to excavate that and use that. So it's important to provide habitat for all these bees, always have plants flowering year-round, and have places where they can do their nesting. And all of these factors together will help support the bumblebee population and improve it through time.